Be Hartford. Hello and welcome back to coverage here at GP Hartford. I'm Marshall Sutcliffe. I'm in the booth with Melissa DeTora, and we are all set for the finals where we have, well, two combo decks ready to face off. Michael Mapson on the right-hand side of your screen with Amulet Titan. He will be on the play thanks to that 5th seed. 7th seed is Matt Nass with Ironworks combo. He has top-aided 2 consecutive modern GPs with this deck. Melissa, is this going to be the one where he takes it down, or will it be Michael Mapson with Amulet Titan?
So first of all, Matt Nass is one of the best combo players in the world right now. This is not his first top 8 with a combo deck. He also top 8'd Pro Tour Kaladesh with Aetherworks Marvel. So he's just really good at combo deck, just knows how to play combo super well. So I would say that he's favored here just because he just knows his deck inside and out, knows exactly what he has to do at every time. And he just had a top 8 with it at the last modern GP, so the deck is real.
Michael Mapson on the other side of the table, he's actually been a judge, a Magic judge, for 4 years, though he's been playing a bit more than he's been judging as of late. He's got a Star City Games Team Open top 8 and a Classic top 8. He's from Pennsylvania. And, you know, we have not seen Amulet Titan in a while. It hasn't, at least to my memory, top 8 at a Grand Prix since the bannings came down on the old version of the deck.
Right, yeah,
But
we haven't
here we
seen
are.
this deck at the top tables of Premier events in a while, but you do see this list
It's
go
around.
5-0 at a Magic Online League from time
Yeah.
to time, so
Yep.
the deck is a real deck. It's around, it's just you just don't really see it very often. A lot of times combo players choose to play other combo decks instead of this one. This one's like really hard to play. Many players just thought it lost too much with Summer Bloom banned, so they just choose not to bring that deck to tournaments anymore.
Yeah, but Michael's been piloting this beautifully, and he finds himself in the finals up against the king of combo, Matt Nass.
So this is a really big turn here. The Sakura Tribe Scout allows Michael to play an additional land, so he can actually make a Primeval Titan this turn if he has it.
Yeah, so this is where Matt Nass has to hold his breath and say, don't have it, just don't have it the one time.
Oh, well, there's the Karoo land.
Uh-oh.
There's the other Karoo land.
That's
so,
going to untap.
So it looks like he has it. He has a Summoner's Pact, which is good enough. So he has 6 mana floating, and the Summoner's Pact is going to find the Primeval Titan.
And here we go. Michael
Yeah.
Mapson is starting that train, and it doesn't stop until Matt Nass's life total is 0.
All right, so it'll be interesting to see what he gets here. I'm not surprised that he got this. He could have played it a little bit safer and just get more ways to develop his mana. So the Boros Garrison
Yeah, can you explain, because he's verbalizing
yeah,
most of this?
he is playing this very fast. So he got a Boros Garrison and a Slayer Stronghold. Slayer Stronghold has our white tap, give target creature +1/+1 and haste until end of turn.
Yeah, I think it's +2/+. So anyway, whatever.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I could be wrong on exactly what it does, but it gives haste. That's the important part. The Boros Garrison has to return a card to hand, so he returns the Slayer Stronghold to hand.
That's right.
So now that the guy has haste, he attacks and get 2 more lands. Oh, and actually, we were still in his main phase, and he still had a land to play, so it looks like he played an Explore to play yet another land. So keep in mind this Primeval Titan has haste. It has not even attacked yet. Okay, I take that back. He did totally attack.
Yeah, so the Titan gets Vigilance as well, thanks to the Slayer's Stronghold, only till the end of turn, but that's why. You see that life total pad, by the way, on the top of Michael Mapson's deck, because it feels like the way that he loses this game is by forgetting his pact at this point, and he wants to make sure that that doesn't happen.
Right, and something interesting is with the lands he has in play, he doesn't have the green to pay for the pact. But the Sakura Tribe Scout allows him to pay for the pact in that way because he can play another land that untaps, but that's gone.
Wait a minute.
So now, all right, he does have another green land
right,
there. Okay.
But now he's got to kind of tap a bunch of his mana, and his Amulet of Vigor has also disappeared to the Engineered Explosives from Matt Nass. Is Matt fighting back here? No, you can't do that.
So he does still have the Slayer Stronghold in hand to give an additional pump.
That's right. That's still not
But
quite
yeah,
enough to
it's
kill
not-
Matt.
Oh, he has the Sunholm in hand.
Does he have enough mana?
Not yet.
No.
He needs...
And
yeah,
remember, he lost his way to put additional lands on the battlefield as well.
You're
I
right,
think
yeah.
he may not be able to kill Matt this turn.
Yeah, I
Matt
don't
doesn't
think
have a
he
lot
can.
going on, but we know what happens when Matt gets to turn 4. He can play Krark Clan Ironworks and start generating a lot of mana, even from his lands. The Starksteel Citadels you see on the battlefield can be sacrificed to it for mana, and he can maybe start looping something together. He certainly won't get another turn after that. So Mapson is going to settle for an attack with Primeval Titan the good old-fashioned way.
Yep, just an attack for 6.
Just getting
Giving
some
Matt
lands.
another turn, and Matt can totally untap and win on his turn. He has to have the KCI in hand, and he has to also have like something like an Ichor Wellspring, or just a way to start generating cards.
Here's 2 mana now for Mapson. What does he have? An Explore, but I think that Matt Nass says, okay, I can breathe clear here. I'm not dying this turn. At 5 life, Matt gets to untap on turn number 4 and see if he can piece together a win, because he's not getting another turn after that. Passes a turn back. Let's see if Matt Nass can do it.
If Matt Nass does not have KCI, I wonder what his plan is. How is he going to stop this Primeval Titan here?
I think he just loses.
I don't think he has a way to deal with it.
Yeah, Explosives definitely not getting the job done. As a pure combo deck, effectively the Ironworks deck doesn't really pack much in the way of disruption.
I do not see a KCI though.
Yeah, I think he just doesn't have it.
It looks like he's going for Ichor Wellspring here, but I don't know what he can even draw
Well,
without not being
taking a
unable
look.
to make 4 mana.
Yeah,
All right,
and that's
he didn't
going to do
have
it.
it, yeah.
That is game 1 going to Michael Mapson. A great draw from him, and he played that one out to a victory. Matt Nass, he knows how hard it can be to find the pieces of the combo that he needs, and he didn't have it that time.
Yeah, it was just a matter of him not having the KCI in his first couple draws and not having enough time to set up. Like, this deck can find KCI pretty consistently with its Chromatic Stars and Spheres and other card draw artifacts, his eggs, but he wasn't able to find it. He just didn't have enough time. All right, looking at the sideboard. If only I could go into Matt Nass's brain here, because I am not totally sure what to sideboard in here. I think Wormcoil Engine makes sense.
What do you think about the Nature's Claim?
The Nature's Claim is fine, but it's just, there's only
too
one thing that
narrow.
you care about.
Yeah.
Right? And you also have 3 Engineered Explosives. So it's just a very narrow sideboard card, and he's just eluding his combo if, like, the more Nature's Claims he brings in.
He's also on the play this time.
So what I would think that Matt Nass would do is look at Mapson's sideboard and figure out what he's trying to bring in and just kind of level him in that way. So he has... Ooh, this is actually a very sweet sideboard card. Rurik Thar the Unbowed. So that's whenever you play when the opponent plays a non-creature spell, they take 6. So if that card is in play, then Matt actually cannot go off. There's also some Relic of Progenitus in here, which I expect is an auto come in. Spell Pierce is another one. So a lot of options on Mapson's side of things.
And it's going to be up to Matt Nass to basically guess what Mapson's doing and try to just level that.
So based on the fact that that Mapson does have hate cards, that means Matt Nass has to have a plan B in mind in case he's unable to go off through like a Relic of Progenitus or through a Rurik Thar, because like he just can't cast spells if that's in play. So I would expect him to bring in Girapur Ether Grid to give him an alternate way to win. And we saw Girapur Ether Grid do some really nice work in the quarterfinals.
We did see that against Elves where it had a lot of targets. Here, it does have some. Right? Azusa plus the...
Yeah, it has some, but like you're not bringing it in for that. You're bringing it in as just an alternate win condition. But like if you can kill like a Sakura Tribe Scout with it or an Azusa, yeah, sure, you're happy about that.
I wouldn't say I'm thrilled, but it does at least hit something.
You guys are great.
Right.
Oof. This looks like a rough matchup for Nass. I mean, perhaps his deck just ends up being faster, but at least as far as reaction cards go, it doesn't look great.
Yeah, right. He has a lot of great sideboard cards against decks that are trying to stop him, but he doesn't have a lot of cards against decks where they have their own combo and he's trying to stop it. Like, he has some Nature's Claims for, like, if the combo deck has any, like, enchantment or artifact base, like, for example, Ad Nauseam relies on Phyrexian Life, so you have that to stop that combo, but not many ways to stop playing a bunch of lands and a gigantic haste creature.
I mean, 3 of them are in the top 8, so that's not random.
You said Michael has one copy of Rurik Thar the Unbowed in his sideboard, right?
Yes.
When you're 60, it's bad for a matchup like
Which can be
How is
packed up.
Matt, yeah, you can go packed for it. How in the world
This card's a beating.
is Matt supposed to, I mean, can he even get rid of it?
I don't see any way for him to get rid of it. Like, he can Galvanic Blast it plus Gear per Aether Grid it or
Goodness
something.
sakes.
But yeah, he really has no way. So, like, since Mapson's deck is so consistent at finding Rurik Thar due to being able to get to pact for it or Teleri West to get packed for it, so, like, he's pretty much guaranteed to draw it as long as he draws either pact or Teleri West. I would expect him to be able to cast it in this game. So maybe he does bring in the Wormcoil engine as just another plan, like another way to counteract that Rurik Thar.
Just because if Rurik Thar hits the battlefield, Matt just basically says, yeah, you did it.
Yep, but Wormcoil's a great answer to it.
Sure.
I work at Chase as a business analyst. So, banking industry gets plenty of vacation time so I can travel and stuff.
I definitely expected Ironworks to be favored here, but after seeing game 1 and looking at the sideboards, I'm not so sure anymore.
Interesting to know. What I'm curious about is, had Matt had Ironworks in hand, would he have won that
I
turn?
think he would have, yeah,
Okay.
because he had 2 lands in play that he could sacrifice for mana.
Yeah, he would have the KCI plus 4 mana and all the rest of the cards.
Right, the Ichor Wellspring to get the chain going. I don't know what else he had in hand, but, like, he had a very good shot to win that game. After seeing this deck in action the last couple rounds, yeah, I think if he had the KCI in hand, he was a huge favorite.
All right, well, we are ready for game number 2, Matt Nass versus Michael Mapson. Amulet Titan in the hands of Michael. He's up a game against Matt. If Matt's going to take down this GP, it's got to be back-to-back games, but he gets to have this one on the play.
So I only see
Certainly
one
important.
land in Michael's hand.
And
Unless I am not seeing correctly, but I think I only see one land, and that is going to be a problem.
He's got 2 Amulet of Vigor as well, which is a little much.
Well, I mean, 2 amulets can make for a super explosive turn if he does have a bounce land. But this hand does have 2 pieces of hate. It has Spell Pierce and Relic of Progenitus, so it is probably worth keeping. Ooh.
Well, the scout does draw
Ooh, I don't
a
think he drew
Pyrite
the land.
Spellbomb. Oh, no. Is he actually going to say go here?
I think so. He has to keep the Spell Pierce
and
up.
it's a gemstone mine?
Yep. Yet not good, but
oh, no. He has passed the turn back to
Yep.
Matt Nass.
he just needs one Karoo land, one green Karoo land to just get this started, though. Definitely a risky keep, but
Wow.
again, he has 2 pieces of hate, you know? He has the Spell
Matt has to
Pierce.
be thinking, I guess I didn't need to kill that scout.
Yep.
Here's
but,
an Ichor Wellspring.
but he doesn't care about, like, killing
No.
the scout is basically free. He's going to get that thing back anyway.
That's right. Ancient Stirrings as well for Matt Nass, trying to set up his combo. No Spell Pierce here for Mapson.
He didn't Spell Pierce that. Well, I think
Guess
he's just
he's
more
locked
worried.
into-
He's more worried about the KCI, I guess.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe you are supposed to Spell Pierce that because as soon as you draw the Karoo land, you lose access to the Spell Pierce anyway, right? Because your Gemstone Mine is tapped and in your hand. So Spell Piercing that does make sense. Okay, yep, another. But he doesn't have another land drop, right? Oh no, he has. Oh, okay, sure, this makes a lot of sense. Okay.
Yeah, play the Karoo land, as you put it, Melissa. Tap it for mana.
Yeah, he could have. Does he have an Explorer in hand? Because he could have played that too, but he must not have one in hand.
Well, the shields are down.
Yeah.
So let's see if
like,
Matt has the Ironworks, and he does.
Yeah, right. Like, this is the reason why spell piercing that was important.
This is a colorless mana there on that face-down magic card that Matt just put on. He's got 2 floating now. And here's another Ichor Wellspring. He's going to stay at 2.
He has a full grip of cards. I
He
see a
sure
Mirror
does.
Retriever. He's probably able to win this turn.
There's a Retriever, sacrifice it, make mana, get back the Ichor Wellspring. Matt's shortcutting his mana here because it's staying static.
Yeah, he's just like spending 2 and making 2 each time he does this.
He still has 2 floating at the moment, now 4. But that's why Matt's not adjusting that. It's just because it hasn't actually changed. Also, with these combo decks, you know, the players will be verbalizing a lot to each other. And we have to kind of translate here from the booth.
Right, if you just move that die every time you sacrifice
Why is that
a
at
land.
1? There we go.
He played
There we go.
Oh, okay.
Yep, now he's going to get back up to 3. Well, in a minute. He's got Scrap Trawler. He just needs to find the other piece of the combo here. He has a Mirror Retriever in the yard. Shields are somewhat down here for Mapson on no mana. He does have a relic that he can tap, but that's not going to do anything here.
Very smart for Matt Nass to wait on playing his land because he drew a Buried Ruin at some point. Which should just get back any artifact he needs.
In this case, it looks like it's going to be a Mirror Retriever.
Yep. So when Mirror Retriever dies, he can now bring back 2 artifacts. One is an artifact that he chooses, and one is a 1-mana artifact.
Yeah, he does cast it. He's down to just green mana left with KCI going with no lands to sack. No other artifacts other than the Scrap Trawler and the Mirror Retriever.
And Engineered Explosives for 0 just to make 2 mana.
That's
looks
right.
Like.
That's right. Matt's going through the motions here as he figures out, can I actually go off from here? If he sacrifices it to the Ironworks, he'll get 2 mana, and he'll also trigger. Looks like he's talking it through right now. Oh,
right.
And there's a Chromatic Star sitting down at the bottom. And now he's saying, look, I can do this again and again, sack that, get back this and the other thing, and then do that again. And what the end result is that Matt Nass will be able to draw his whole library, and he'll be generating mana each time he does it as well. And that is the combo with Quark Clan Ironworks. That's what he's trying to set up here, and it looks like he's gotten there. So he sacrifices both of these creatures. That gets him 4 colorless. Then he gets to get back 1 cheaper plus 1 anything.
Right, so the Mirror Retriever gets back the Scrap Trawler, and the Scrap Trawler trigger gets back the Chromatic Star.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're just all in his hand again. So now the Mirror Retriever can get back the Scrap Trawler again. And get back those.
This is so much fun. Let's do it again.
Yeah, so each time he does this, he gets back the same 2 creatures and then either a Chromatic Star or a Pyrite Spellbomb. So the star will make red mana, and the Pyrite Spellbomb will ping him for 2.
We'll hit Michael for 2.
Yes.
Yeah. And then he just loops them alternating until
right, you just
he
keep
does
doing that forever.
Right. He just needs to do it 20 times, and you would have Michael Mapson having taken.
It does take a while to
10
explain
times
to an
2.
opponent who's never seen it before.
Yeah, and I think Michael knows what's up, but, you know, we're in the finals of a GP. You're going to make him show you. I would do the exact same thing.
And then he did that.
Yeah. But Matt did, in fact, do that, and that means he's going to win game number 2. So our 2 combo decks going at it here in the finals have both won the game that they started out on.
I believe this game would be much different if Michael did not miss a land drop.
Yeah, that was a sketchy keep, and it did not work out for him.
Michael on the play this game, he's looking for a turn 1 Amulet into something like Explorer or a Sakura Tribe Scout.
All right, well, that's going to bring us to a game 3 and a final decider. Which flavor of combo deck do you like? We've got Matt Nass on Ironworks combo and Michael Mapson on Amulet Titan.
I think the Amulet Titan deck is a super cool deck. Fun to play.
It looks hard to play to me, Melissa.
Both of these decks are extremely difficult to play.
All right, looks like sideboarding has finished here for our 2 players. Extremely complicated decks in the finals here. Not the kind of deck that if you're new to Modern you want to pick up and say, yeah, let's just see what happens. Though
right.
You would probably learn a lot, by taking the time to really get good with one of these. But if you're playing in a tournament that you care about, these ones are pretty high end as far as the complexity goes and skill level needed to play them proficiently.
Yeah, absolutely. There's just so many intricacies with each deck. Like, looking at the list, there's these random one-ofs, and if a new player just looks at these lists, they're like, why are they playing that? I don't understand. But these players just know their decks inside and out, and they know why these cards are there, and they know what matchups they're good for and when they have to search for them and stuff like that.
All right, players looking at their opening hands, and we're underway here in our final deciding game of the GP. We got $10,000.
All right, another
8 pro points and a trophy to give away.
interesting thing I see, it looks like. So I think...
Oh, look at that. Nature's Claim for Matt Nass.
Nice.
He did bring it out of the board, and he had it before Michael could take advantage.
Yeah. I believe Michael kept a hand without a Karoo land again.
Uh-oh.
I don't see one.
Oh, that could be very bad for Michael.
Yes, it can.
Oh, he's going to go find one.
All right, he'll find one here. All right, he's fine. He found a gemstone mine, it looks like. Also a Slayer Stronghold among his options. But I think he wants the gemstone mine here.
Oh, it looks like he picked a Slayer Stronghold up, Melissa.
Oh, sure. Okay.
So, it's a land at the least.
Yeah, he probably picked it because he's just worried that both of his gemstone mines are going to run out of counters, and he just needs a land to stay in play.
I mean, Gemstone Mine is a card that this deck can get away with playing simply because they pick it up so often, but not the kind of thing that that most decks can get away with regularly. Terrarian hits the graveyard, though Mox Opal is now turned off, it's worth noting. And it's back on again, and now it's gone again. Is Matt starting to track his mana here?
Oh, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
This is a really great start from Matt, but does he have the KCI?
That is the big question, isn't it? We saw this in game number 1 where he did not, and he simply lost on the spot to a good draw from Michael Mapson. Game number 2, he did have it, And he was able to put the game away easily thanks to a poor draw from Michael Mapson. Now we have kind of right in the middle, another land drop for Mapson there.
Sometimes you have to play lands the hard way.
Tapped, and
Tapped
they only
Larry
make
West.
1 mana. That is painful. Michael's in a very defensive stance at the moment. He has nothing going that helps him win the game the way that he wants to win the game.
Right. Yeah, that's one thing that you always have to consider whenever you're playing a combo deck, against another combo deck. You have hate in your hand, but you don't have your combo, so do you keep or what? It really depends on the type of hate you have. Relic is not good enough against KCI. It can play around Relic pretty well.
A second copy of Mind Stone for Matt Nass, though we don't actually know if he has Clark Klein Ironworks in hand, though even if he does, he may not be playing it just yet, given the Relic of Progenitus and open mana from Mapson.
Yeah, if he knows he can't win through it and can't play around Spell Pierce, which Matt does know is in Michael's deck, then there's no reason to risk it here.
Ooh, here's a Scrap Trawler. That can't be Spell
Cannot
Pierced.
be Spell Pierced.
Wait a minute, are we going to see him just start beating down with old Scrappy T?
Ooh, Dismember. So Dismember will
Cancel that order.
will have a trigger, and Michael will consider.
He really can't, though.
Yeah, he can't afford to lose his land.
No, he just can't do it. Now, the Scrap Trawler is still stuck in the graveyard,
Ooh,
though.
nice. What a draw. A
What
forest.
did he
A
find?
forest.
A basic
A forest was a great draw.
into Ancient Stirrings. What can Mapson find here to get himself back into this game? He is holding on for life thanks to that Relic of Progenitus, but he really needs to start getting momentum going on his side as far as his game plan's concerned. No Amulet of Vigors to be seen.
Well, I think he found one off of the Ancient Stirrings.
He did.
But, like, is it good here? He needs lands.
By the way, how excited did we just get about a basic forest?
Oh, yeah. So excited.
We were pretty stoked on that forest. All right, Amulet of Vigor on the battlefield. Mapson's going to activate Relic of Progenitus. And Matt's actually going to exile the Scrap Trawler.
So now Michael only needs a bounce land to get his engine going, because I believe he has Summoner's Pact in hand, which can find the Primeval Titan or the Rurik Thar. What if he gets Rurik Thar?
This is a big turn for Nass. He really needs to make something happen. Mapson's board is starting to get very threatening thanks to that Amulet of Vigor.
I would love to see a Rurik Thar win
Oh,
this GP.
there's another
oh,
Nature's
wow.
Claim.
Okay, well, scratch that. That's not happening.
That explains why, part of the reason why Matt Nass hasn't been able to do his combo stuff either.
Yeah, he just had a lot of
He's got
hate
the same
cards in hand.
problem that Michael has, yeah.
Yeah, but on the other hand, Matt Nass had a lot of eggs, like Mindstone,
Yes.
Chromatic Star,
Yeah.
and then the Scrap Heap, the Scrap Trawler, actually.
And another Scrap Trawler now for Matt Nass. And once again, we might see that game plan because Amulet of Vigor in the graveyard, thanks to a second copy of Nature's Claim, means that the explosiveness on Michael's side is once again mitigated. Matt
Is
looks
this
like
sacking it during the upkeep?
It did seem like that was the case. Oh, and there's a Scrap Trawler there.
So it looks like Michael is considering sacking the Relic here.
Yeah, it looks like he is. No, he's
No.
going to let Matt go.
It makes sense because if he loses his Relic now, he can still, Matt Nass can still very well go off from this spot.
Yeah, wow, there's another Amulet
there's
of
another
Vigor
amulet.
here.
So he's getting there. Still needs to draw the bounce land.
Though, yeah, he has just simply passed the turn back to Matt Nass. No additional land drops and no bounce land here for Michael Mapson. Matt Nass does have to fight through a Relic of Progenitus, though, if he's going to win himself this GP. He top-8'd the last Modern GP with Ironworks.
He's under no pressure, though.
That's right.
So he can just beat down with these Scrap Trawlers.
Yeah, I mean, I would be a little concerned about the Amulet of Vigor being back on the battlefield, but you're right. Like, nothing's actually happening right now.
And I believe
Oh,
Matt
there's-
doesn't even have a KCI anyway. Oh, yep.
But there's an Engineered
Gotta do
Explosives
it.
for one,
Yep.
and now this actually gives him a proactive way to not only get rid of the Amulet, but it will take out the Relic and force the issue there as well.
Right, and that'll cause his star to die, which will return the Engineered Explosives to hand. It'll
But Mapson
probably
kinda has
force-
to go
Yeah,
now?
he has to just sack this, of course.
Yeah. But that means that Matt Nass, oh, he actually wanted to have the Engineered Explosives in his hand. instead. So he sacrifices the Chromatic Star, triggers the Scrap Trawler, and gets back the 0 mana cost Engineered Explosives. He got to choose which one he'd like to have, and it was the Explosives. But now that Relic of Progenitus is out of the way, and the Amulet of Vigor's in the graveyard. So that was another big step forward for Matt.
There's the Mirror Retriever. Oh, and there's the attack. I thought he'd be getting in there.
I think so, too. They don't call him Scrappy for nothing.
Yeah, Scrappy's attack. They attack in Standard. And I'm talking about Scrap Heap Scrounger.
Of course. His cousin.
Yep.
There's Mirror Retriever. You see Michael taking a look at it now. No continual sack outlet for Matt Nass in the form of Krark Clan Ironworks. But if he finds it, he's going to win.
Yep, absolutely.
If he doesn't, he's going to have to keep attacking for 4 damage a turn for the foreseeable future. It's not a great clock, but anytime he rips a Krark Clan Ironworks or something to find it, he could be on the verge of winning the game on the spot.
Well, these cards do have both a power and a toughness, so they were meant to attack.
Yeah, it is his backup plan. It is really not what he's trying to do here, but...
More Teleria West?
Is that what that was?
I think so.
Oh, no. Explorer just finds a land, and he's going to put it on the battlefield. Is this a Krark Clan Ironworks for Matt Nass? He needs to find that to get that combo rolling. Otherwise, he's on his, as I mentioned, pretty weak plan B. He's got a lot of looks, though. Here's a Mind Stone. Well, he found
There's
a Pyrite Spellbomb,
Spellbomb,
which is another look. It also increases the clock.
It does, yep.
Wait, is this another Scrap Trawler?
It's 3 mana. Oh, yep,
Oh, it is.
Yep.
Wow, this clock actually got real.
Now he's getting back all the artifacts.
Right, and it's 7 power on the battlefield now.
There's that Karoo land he was looking for a while back.
Is it too late?
It depends. If Matt finds Ironworks, yes, it's too late. If he doesn't,
Then he might actually have a chance here for Mapson.
yes. Oh, Transmute
Sure.
for a 0 mana thing.
Yeah, he floated the mana from those 3 lands, then played the Chamber, and now is transmuting away Teleria West. Let's see what he can find.
Looks like Pact of Negation.
Yeah, that would give him protection. It is what he's going to get. It would give him protection from Krark Clan Ironworks, but he's facing a real problem here with this 7 power. It's just 3 turns. And Mapson doesn't have a whole lot else going on at the moment. I think he may have passed the turn back.
Yep, looks like he did.
So Pyrite Spellbomb's going to knock him down. Looks like he's actually at 17 after that, rather than 19.
Looks like Rurik Thar is no longer an option here because Rurik Thar has to attack each turn of Fable. And since these Scrappies are 3/2s, they can just double block and he just gets back a ton of stuff.
Look at this Ancient Stirrings.
Nice.
If it finds an
now you
Ironworks,
have to find it. You look
Yeah.
at so many cards.
Yeah, he could really force the issue here and make Michael use the Pact of Negation. Again, though, Matt has engineered a board state where he is winning if nothing changes.
Right.
Yet he still gets to threaten winning on the spot. It's a really nice place to be.
I wonder how often he wins with attacking with 3/2s.
I would assume very rarely.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, me too.
Like in weird situations like this where he's had a bunch of reactive cards. I mean, we saw him kill, what, 3 amulets this game?
Yeah, I think so.
Like the one on turn 1, one a little later with another Nature's Claim, and then I think he EE'd one away as
Yes.
well. I mean, he's going toe-to-toe with the key combo pieces for Mapson, and Matt's deck isn't really built to do that. He didn't find it. Instead, it's just a chromatic sphere. Not super exciting. But he does mean that he gets to see more cards. Maybe
Yep.
he has another Ancient Stirrings. I think he made a green. Looks like Inventor's Fair is his land drop for the turn. That's a card he can use to find
Yes, that can find
Krark Clan
KCI.
Works. Absolutely. Mox Opal to
Yep.
replace the other Mox Opal.
Yeah,
Now
maybe
what?
his plan is to use the Inventor's Fair on Michael's end step. Or now. You know, now's also fine.
There it is, the namesake card.
Oh, get in there.
And don't forget to attack for 7.
When Scrappy's attacked.
Oh, baby. Down to 10 is Michael Mapson, and he needs to make something happen and happen now.
There's a Primeval. Nope, this is Summer's pack.
Yes.
They look pretty similar. They're practically the same
They
card.
are kind of the
they
same
are the same
card
card.
All right. And it is Rurikthar that he's decided to go get with the Summoner's Pact. I think he did actually draw Primeval Titan for the turn as well. But as you mentioned, Rurikthar, kind of interesting here.
Yeah, it's super interesting because, like I said, it has to attack each turn. So Matt can choose to just not attack, and then Michael, of course, has to attack, and then he can just double block and get back a lot of artifacts.
This has turned into this very strange creature matchup.
Yeah, this is super weird.
Not what you'd expect, and certainly not what we saw in games 1 and 2.
Also, whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, not whenever an opponent, whenever a player. So that Pact of Negation, if Michael wants to cast that, it's going to put him to 4 life, which is... It would actually game
kill
with,
him, yeah.
with the creatures on Matt Nass's side of the board.
He could just attack with everything and just basically make it so that he couldn't cast anything.
This card is so scary right now.
It is. I'm always scared of Rurikthar because the only time I see it is in Cube, and I'm staring down at a bunch of like blue and black spells and going, well, you win.
Yeah, this card always scared me too. Like, I would either have it in limited, play it, and then be forced to attack into my opponent's gigantic thing, or be facing it down when I'm playing a control deck. So this card is always bad news whenever I see it.
So what happens now, though? Can't Matt just attack with all of his creatures, say, you take 4, now you can't cast spells the rest of the game?
Yes, he can absolutely do that. Yeah, like, so do you attack with everything, then play KCI, or you can play KCI first, Pact happens, then attack.
Then it's just lethal.
Does it matter the order?
I don't believe so. I mean, Michael's tapped out, and we know about the Pact. There's a trigger there, so Matt's going to fall down to 14. But if it resolves... Oh, he's just going to pass. Okay. This is getting really interesting.
This is...
Let's not forget, he's got to pay for the Pact, right?
Yeah.
Now, one thing, though, is that Michael, remember, has that Primeval Titan that we saw him draw last turn. Now, this turn it's not going to be relevant because he had to pay a bunch of his mana, but he can cast that through Rurikthar.
But, yeah, I mean, like I said before, this is happening. A double block is happening.
And he already has Clark Clan Ironworks on the battlefield.
Right, so I think that should be game.
Matt should be able to say, okay, these die, I get some things back, and then go off next turn.
Right.
That's how I'm seeing it, Melissa.
What can Michael do here? Nope, he just can't do anything. He just lets
has to let it go.
Rurikthar die.
Yeah. Wow, Scrap Trawler. Doing serious work this game. First acting as a win condition that forced Michael to react. And now somehow he uses 2 of them to take out a Rurikthar.
Wow, what a card. Scrap Trawler doing so much work here. So we're post-combat, right?
Suppose so. They must be talking.
Oh, yeah, they must be talking about how, hey, I'm going to win this turn, and here's how, right?
I mean, Matt's just setting up, I guess, for the next turn.
Mm-hmm.
You can see them talking to each other.
Yeah, so it looks like
here we go.
Matt's just going to untap.
Yeah, he's going to untap, get his draw step in. He's got a full grip of cards. He has 2 key combo pieces on the battlefield right now. And all he has to do is combo off and kill Michael. He does need to do it.
Oh, wait, hold on. We missed something really important, actually.
What's up?
Bajuka Bog.
Where is it?
It's in play.
Okay.
That remove the graveyard.
I see.
Okay.
So he still has the 2 combo pieces in play, but he loses the scrap trawlers and
Yep.
the other incidentals that were in the graveyard. Okay.
Yep,
that
he
could
can
make
still
it
win
harder.
because the deck does play
Totally.
4 scrap trawler. Like, the more important card, I think, is Mirror Retriever, which is only a 2 of. I think, like...
And he has it on the battlefield already.
Right. So, yeah, like, the Bajuka Bog was actually, like, a huge draw there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that. We'll see. It might just slow Matt down a little bit.
Yeah, you're right. He can probably still win.
I mean, it was never guaranteed that Matt won regardless, but let's see if he does now. He's certainly going for it. He's got a lot of mana available. This has been a completely absurd game, by the way. The first 2 games were kind of exactly how we thought it was going to go.
Yeah.
One game apiece, but this one has been somehow creature combat was relevant. We've seen Rurik Thar on the battlefield. We have Matt Nass now attempting to go off, though he's had to work his way through multiple forms of hate, and he's had to have hate on his own side to keep Michael from going off. And now he is. Let's see if he can put it together.
With a full grip of cards, I don't see how he can't.
And
But
it does feel very likely, but as you mentioned, losing the scrap trawlers, they got exiled. Well,
yeah, it's true.
He's
If
gonna
the
need to
scrap
find
trawlers
it.
are way at the bottom of his
Oh,
deck and he just
oh,
can't find them.
that's an inventor's fair.
Well, that is an inventor's fair.
And that can turn into a scrap trawler or whatever Matt decides he needs to get the job done here.
Yep.
There it
and
is, a
there it
scrap
is.
trawler. And I think we're going to see Matt Nass win a Grand Prix here in a few turns. He just needs to demonstrate this loop and get it rolling. See a Pyrite Spellbomb in his graveyard, not in his exiled zone. That is his win condition.
He's just going to win the same way that he won game 1.
Yeah. Yep. Once he gets the combo fully assembled, there's a Pact of
There's
Negation.
the Pact of Negation.
Right? We knew
that
about
we knew
that.
about, right?
Mhm.
The Mirror Retriever can
That-
get back the scrap trawler.
That's right. While generating some mana. So scrap trawler back to hand. Matt still has lands to tap as well. Mind Stone he's going to play for free. Then he's going to sacrifice the Citadel. That's going to get him 2 mana. Use up the floating red to play scrap trawler. Now he's going to draw a card with Mind Stone.
Yep, he's also going to return something to hand.
That's
the
right, 'cause of
Chromatic
Scrap Trawler.
Sphere.
Yep. Terrarian.
Draw some cards.
There's a Mox Opal. Tap it for mana.
So is Mox Opal Black Lotus?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
It makes red
Okay.
and 2 colorless.
Okay, so it's not quite Black Lotus.
No, it's very, very close to Black Lotus. There's an Ironworks, which somehow isn't legendary, so he can just sacrifice that for 2 extra mana. Now he has the Mirror Retriever back because it cost 4, and he can get something cheaper thanks to the Trawler. And now he can start rolling right along here, get back the Terrarian, get back the KCI, play the Terrarian. And you can see how fast Matt's going because now he knows he's going to be able to combo off here. Drawing cards, Mox Opal, tap it, sack it, and look at how fast he works now. There's the KCI again. And he says, I can do it, and that's the tournament. Matt Nass is your champion. Ironworks combo defeats Amulet Titan. Great run for Michael Mapson. We'll see you at the Pro Tour. But the trophy is going to the Combo King, Matt Nass, and Clark Clan Ironworks. He made the top 8 of the last Modern GP with this. Couldn't quite get the job done. And now he's going to get that trophy, the $10,000, and a bunch of pro points for Matt as well. So fantastic work for both of them. And we've got our card of the match.
Yep, we have a card of the match. It's going to be Scrap Trawler.
Oh, yeah, Scrappy T.
Not only did it win the game, it also got in for so much damage, probably more damage than Matt Nass has ever dealt with this deck.
There it is.
Scrappy T.
There we go. We're going to look at all of the card of the matches from round 1 all the way to our finals. How do you think the top 8 went?
Well, it's pretty obvious what happened in the top 8. Very clear here.
My goodness sakes. The thing that stands out to me are there's a lot of Boggles cards, right? We see the Glade Cover Scout and the Daybreak Coronets ×2, plus the Ethereal Armor. We could tell how good that did just at this snapshot. Some hollow ones.
Yeah, the other thing that stands out to me is all of the Humans cards, but Humans didn't even make top 8 in this tournament.
Yeah, but they did make the top 16, and like I said,
Yep.
it was an interesting tournament from that perspective because we did have 15 of the top 16 were different archetypes.
That's super impressive.
I mean, that is insane. Like, at least from a diversity perspective, Modern is wide open. We've been talking about that for a while, but that is insane. Of course, the only deck to have 2 copies in the top 16, Boggles.
Another thing that was really interesting in this tournament is we did not see a single Bloodbraid Elf or Jace in the top 8.
That's right. And, you know, that was, of course, a big concern among the community when those things got unbanned, but it seems to be that they've kind of found their home in Modern, and things are okay. All right, well, we've got Matt Nass down in the feature match area, our champion. Let's have a quick chat with him. Matt, congratulations. You made the top 8 of the last one, but this time you're taking home the trophy.
Yep, pretty exciting.
Oh,
Thanks.
how great was that? Dude, this deck looks hard to play. Like, Melissa and I were trying to keep up with you on that last game, but boy, it was tough. Where does this rank as far as combo decks go for you?
Yeah, when they're not disrupting you, it's not as hard. But my opponent this game had Pact of Negation, Relic of Progenitus, lots of disruption, and I had kind of a disruption-heavy hand, so it made it a lot trickier because I lost 3 Scrap Trawlers to exile.
That's right. Now, what about, you know, we noticed that I think you killed 3 amulets that last game, right? Like 2 of them with Nature's Claim and then one of them to
Engineered Explosives.
Thank you, Melissa. I think that's what happened there.
Yep.
You actually did have a very reactionary hand there.
Yeah, one of the things that I like about this list more than the list that I played at the last Grand Prix, Phoenix, was that I had more disruption. I had 3 explosives main deck instead of just 2, and I had Galvanic Blast in the sideboard.
Oh, very nice. Now, can you tell us a little bit about, because game 1 and 2 went kind of how the decks are supposed to go. You comboed off. You almost did in game 1, but I think you were just missing the Clark Clan Ironworks itself. So your opponent got to Michael, but then you got to, then that game 3 was completely different. I mean, you're double blocking Rurikthar with Scrap Trawler. Like, what was going on there?
Yeah, most of the time Rurikthar is just going to completely lock my deck out, but I had the Scrap Trawlers, which was big. We both had disruption-heavy hands. Michael had Relic and Bajuka Bog, and also there was points where it looked like he might have had a Spell Pierce, so I was a little nervous about that. And then I had the Nature's Claims and the Explosives.
Yeah.
So my
And
question
Pyrite.
for you actually is, how often do you win with Scrap Trawler Beatdown?
I believe I don't think I've ever done it in either Grand Prix I played. I think I've done it on Magic Online before, but it is rare.
Okay, we were guessing that it was exceedingly rare. Now, earlier in the day, you did have a turn 2 win with the deck. Is that right?
That is right. I've played this deck a ton on Magic Online, and so have Sam Pardee and Andrew Beckstrom and Ben Whites, who helped me work on the deck, so huge thanks to them. And I don't think any of us have ever killed turn 2 before, and I happened to do it on game 3 in a very racy matchup playing for top 8. So that was definitely great timing.
That's insane.
So you just correctly saved it for the right moment.
Yeah, you have to use your one-times carefully.
Wow.
You don't get many of them.
Well, fantastic work, Matt Nass. It was great to see you pilot a combo deck to the trophy, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, super fun to watch Matt. That is kind of his natural element, right? Piloting a combo deck here in, I guess, in Modern or any format that he wants to play. And boy, what a treat to watch him take down the trophy. $10,000, the 8 pro points, and that trophy you saw in his hand are all going home with Matt Nass. So that's going to do it for us here from Grand Prix Hartford. I wanted to say thank you so much to the judges and staff that help make these tournaments possible. If you've ever come out to one of these tournaments, you will know how important it is. They just simply don't run without them. So thanks so much to that, everybody on staff here in Hartford. Also want to thank you for joining us to watch Modern this weekend. It was fun having you along, and we thank you for taking the time with us. So that's going to do it for us. So for Melissa DeTora, for Maria Bartholdi, for Jacob Van Lunen, I'm Marshall Sutcliffe saying, see you next time.